Hello, hello. I am so glad that you are joining me today. If you are joining me live, tell me where you're watching from. And if you're watching the replay, then let me know so I can welcome you on to the show. Actually, I am recording this right now. That's why this big old mic is right here, because this is going to be on my podcast. But I wanted to talk about my word of the year, and it is March, and so it's just like, is this a little late to be talking about the word of the year? If you have not picked a word of the year, this is a exercise that I started doing about 2 years ago, and I just really feel like it's a way to bring clarity into so many aspects of your life. And so if you want a free worksheet, I put it together. You can say the word, and I'll send it to you, and it's just a little guide so that you can even discover your word of the year if you haven't done that yet. Why has it taken me so long to share with you my word of the year and like the process and everything and what that means for you? I don't know. I don't know why it's taking me this long, but there was the word, and I've already shared it if you're watching this live because it's in the text above. There's a word that just kept revealing itself to me. Something that I get nerdy about is marketing, especially social media marketing. And I really believe that the trend in 2020 is being so authentically you, and being the best version of yourself is how you're going to impact those people around you. But I feel like because social media has, maybe not always, but I feel like especially in the late teens of social media, especially on Instagram, there was this like, people felt like they had to fabricate and look better than they really were. And so I feel like there's been a good shift, where people are now showing up and saying like, my hair's in a messy bun, most days, and I'm wearing yesterday's yoga pants, and so people are becoming more comfortable with just being who they are. And I think that that's amazing. And so if you are, primarily my listeners would be women. If you're a woman who is trying to make an impact online, use social media as a vehicle to share your message. I feel like this is something that you need to tune into in the sense of relating to who you want to impact and sharing your story and just being authentically you. And a lot of people, I feel like they hold themselves back because they don't feel like they're good enough. They don't feel like they are worthy enough. They don't feel like they have a story to tell. Like they hold themselves back because they don't feel like they're enough. But what I've realized is the people who are brave enough to just say, this is me with all my flaws, with, no makeup on, this is me, and this is my story, and this is my passions, and this is what this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm bad at, and they're able to help other people. And one thing that I wrote this down a couple of weeks ago is that we hear about leadership, and if you're in that sort of leadership's like mindset development, self-development kind of space, you know about John Maxwell and everything, and you probably read some leadership books at some point. And sometimes it's overwhelming because you may think, oh gosh, well, I am definitely not a leader. If we're in a crowded room, like I am the one who is not going to speak up. So how can I be a leader? But this one little like quote kind of took some of the pressure off of what leadership is. And it's just someone who goes first. And so I wanted to maybe help you, even if you're still in that like discovery kind of phase. Like maybe you're how I was a couple years ago, where I was thinking like, I want to create something that's mine, a personal brand, a blog. I want to create something that's mine so that I can help my family financially. I can help other people. But I have all these doubts and fears holding me back. Part of just being a leader, you have to lead yourself first. So a leader goes first, but then you also have to lead yourself first. And so you could be a leadership of one, just leading yourself. And I think that's also something that's powerful as well, is that just being like, this is something that I want to do. So every single day I'm going to take the steps to make that happen because I know where I'm going. And if you don't know where you're going, that's a completely different, goal setting, like vision board thing. And that's part of that like word worksheet that I put together at the beginning of the year. You can create a vision board that helps you figure out, where do you want to go? Where do you want to see progress, to get you where you want to go? And then that word of the year kind of just helps you, think about like putting everything into like a way for you to kind of, I don't know, it helps me mentally. Like, does this fit like where I want to go? Is this, and so like I said, my word of the year is authentic. And so I feel like, you see me, this is me. I don't hold anything back. I'm not showing up any differently than if you came and drank coffee with me. And so I feel like this was something that was kept bringing up. And so I just wanted to, definitely as part of my podcast, and as I do a lot of batching, is that the right word? No, something else. Repurposing. I do batching too, but I repurpose content. And so like I'm recording this podcast, but I'm also recording this live so that you can watch it live or you can watch it on the replay. And that's one of my busy mom hacks, because I am just a normal busy mom who's building a brand and a business online. And I want to show you how to do it better, more authentically, and do it well. And so part of my word of the year, authentic, and I wanted to pair it with some different things I'm going to be sharing on my podcast. So maybe this is like an announcement for what's to come, and maybe the foundation of where this idea came from. It's definitely not, I didn't come up with authentic marketing. I have a lot of mentors that I listen to. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I have a lot of mentors that I listen to, and a lot of them are talking about that too, about the shift, especially in 2020, where if you want to make an impact, you have to, it's almost like you have to reflect it back to you. Like your story is going to, like sharing your story is going to impact somebody else. Showing up as yourself. Like I said, a leader is the person who goes first. And I know by seeing other people do something, it made me realize I can do that too. By seeing somebody else start a podcast, I realized she's just a normal person too. I can do that. By seeing somebody else go live, I realized, oh wow, she's doing that. I can do that too. And so by seeing other people just share their journey, show up as themselves, share value, it creates an authentic way for you to bring people along and impact lives, again, because they see you and they realize, wow, I can do that too. And so I think part of this is a little bit scatterbrained, and that's how I think sometimes. But I wanted to just kind of share maybe like the overarching idea of being true to you, in the sense that there are people who you can impact because they're going to relate to you because you're showing up as you, where they're not going to relate to me in the same way because they see something in you and they're like, she's just like me. Maybe you have the same interests, you have the same values, you have the same family dynamics. There's different things like that people can relate to outside of maybe what you're even talking about. And by sharing and showing up as you're going to be able to help people that only you can help. And so that's something that authentically sets you apart. And so that's just exciting, and it's amazing, and it's empowering, because you don't have to try to be somebody that you're not. And this is a sidebar. This is going to be a little personal story that I'll end this video with. I was talking to a woman on Instagram who had always said that she was never going to be able to do anything like starting a brand, starting a business, or anything like that, because she has a stutter that she has had since childhood. She's like, I think I was like 4 or 5 when I started, and she and now she's in her late 30s, maybe 40s, and she is just saying, I still get made fun of. She said, you would have thought that it would have gotten better as I became an adult, but it's honestly gotten, almost worse. And so I don't feel like I can show up, in any way of being myself, because I am scared to get made fun of, and I'm scared to get ridiculed, and I don't feel like people would really be able to listen to me. And I don't know if you know my background, but I used to be a speech therapist, and so I have some background. I worked with a few patients who had stutters, adults and children, and so I was telling her that that's something that I really feel passionate about, is helping people who don't feel like they have a voice, they don't feel like they have a message, give them a platform where they can share their message, they can show up with confidence and step into that, I feel like they're created to be, even given their limitations. I feel like sometimes our limitations are what makes us stand out from everyone else. And they also give us a way to be creative and work around those limitations. And so, anyways, I was talking to her about that because she sees me do video. And I do a lot of video because I feel like at this point, I feel more comfortable, and it also saves me time. It feels more comfortable for me to show up on video and turning it into a podcast than writing this really long, ornate blog post. I just feel like for me, even though a lot of people tell me I have a really good sense of writing, I feel like it really deeply comes down to just knowing what you want to say, and you can say that in different ways. And so I was trying to tell her that she may see me doing videos and different things like that, but that she has a message that should be shared, and that I could show her how to write copy, and help her share her message through written word if she doesn't want to show up in a way where she has to use her voice. But she could also empower so many people by showing up and just letting them know, listen, this is me. I am not perfect. And I think about, even in the Bible, we had, Moses who told God, God said, Moses, you're the one who I need you to go and free the Israelites. And he was like, I can't talk, I can't do this. How am I supposed to share your message whenever I stutter? And then his brother Aaron came and helped him. But God chose him to share a specific message. And I believe that each of us in our lives, we all are designed for a purpose. We all are designed uniquely to share a message, and we all have people that God brings into our life that we are there to make an impact for. And if you don't show up and you don't share your message, then who will? And so you can think about, at the end of your life, at least this is for me, at the end of my life, I don't want to learn that there was, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people I could have impacted if I would have showed up as God had created me to. And so, anyways, I hear my baby crying. Hopefully you can't hear him, but that is my cue that I'm going to hop off. And so again, this is authentically my life. I'm a busy mom. I have 3 kids. We homeschool, so life is crazy, but I feel like I have a message to share and I have lives to impact. And so I'm going to show up and I'm going to share things that I feel can help you. And if you want to listen to past episodes of my podcast, you can. It's The Family Hustle, or you can go to grassfedmama.com/podcast. And you can catch up on some past episodes. But what I share is different strategies and techniques and what I've learned that have helped me grow my business online and help you do it too, and do it in a way that works authentically for you as well. And so that is my word of the year. And again, if you need to grab my worksheets or anything like that, I will try to drop them below so you can just grab them, and so you can start thinking about how you want to show up in 2020 and show up as your best self, but also making the impact that I believe you're called to make. So thank you guys.
Thanks for listening to The Family Hustle with Angela and Adam Parker. We appreciate you guys being here.
If you're listening, don't forget to take a screenshot and share it into your stories and tag us at Grass-Fed Mama.
Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your podcast player of choice. That helps other people find out about what we're doing, and it's the best thing you can do to help us grow the podcast.
Hey goal getter, are you ready to stop having to chase after people only to realize they aren't even interested in what you have to offer? You spend months trying to build rapport and get to know them, and then they never seem interested in buying. What if you could attract your ideal customer to you and have them reaching out for more information about your business and what you have to offer? If this sounds like something you want more info on how you can put into practice, join our Attraction Marketing Bootcamp, where we take 5 days to dig deep into discovering what your ideal customer wants and how you can be the most attractive to them through branding and developing a customer journey. Over the 5 days, you'll have worksheets and videos to guide you through this self-study. To learn more, head on over to grassfedmama.com/attraction marketing. And now back to the show.